Okay, we've just stepped off the Valhalla, and you can see that mad bow at the front there, with all that sort of aggressive weaponry at the back of it. But we're here now with John Whitehead, who's with us here. He's an ambassador for Short Marine, and you've done a little bit of time at sea, John, on here.
Yeah, I've been with Short Marine for many years now as an ambassador. I'm a professional captain, over 40 years experience on the water, and so I've been working with Shorts, doing an ambassador role, telling people how well their boats run, different brands, and this is of course my favourite. I'm a game fishing aficionado, so to speak, and this is just the ultimate weapon in the Short Marine fleet. It's a brand new 64 Viking, into Australia in February this year, privately owned. It's not a commercial boat, but it's probably the best game fishing boat in Australia at the moment.
Just so you know, I've known John for quite a few years, and I recommend John for deliveries up and down the East Coast quite a lot. So he's he really knows his stuff when he comes to these boats, and it's all about, I think, like I was saying with boat-life balance, John. What I say to people, the five key components to boating, and there'll be lifestyle expectation, area of operation, which is critical, as you know, the ease of use, the time of which you've got to enjoy it. Yeah. And budget comes last.
Exactly.
So thinking about those things, Leith, if you were looking at this boat for the match of the ideal owner, who would be the ideal owner for this boat?
Well, someone who loves fishing, obviously, and does a lot of offshore work. You wouldn't buy this to run around Sydney Harbour or Port Phillip Bay. This is a Cairns fishing machine and an offshore fishing machine, and the owner, he does that, and he's at a stage in his lifestyle now that this is what he wants. He's got an unbelievable fishing offshore machine with the added bonus of a luxury interior, so you can do both. Whereas
don't worry about the choppers, mate.
Whereas you get some of the boats, they have a beautiful interior, and you wouldn't take them offshore in anything over 10 knots. Whereas this thing, you can go anywhere at any time and do it in ease. It's got a wonderful gyro system on it, the Seakeeper, and it's just a fabulous machine. Out of the US, of course, built in the US, but it's a weapon.
Is that like, obviously there's gyros? I'm a little bit biased, like as you know, I represent ARG.
Correct.
The gyros add to that ease of lifestyle, that ease of use.
Definitely, especially if you're doing 100 days off the reef, up off Cairns and Lizard Island, and you run it all night, run it 24/7 for 100 days, it just takes the drama out of it. You're cooking every night, you're making breakfast, so it just takes the drama out of it, and takes the roll out of it, and they're a great invention.
And we were speaking with, lucky enough, we've got Daniel on board today. He's the full-time skipper of this boat, and he's got the owner's got another boat as well. He's got a charter boat.
No, Daniel works for another company, which is a 58-foot Assegai, which is a beautiful built boat, custom-made boat, which is a commercial boat, and he does the Cairns season on that as well.
So he was saying there's been some changes to the recent Vikings. There's been some tuning to make them run a bit better.
They have.
Experience with the Vikings, you've had them under your feet.
Well, they've got a deep V and a warp planing hull, and they put on new planing strakes, and the boat gets lift the faster you go, which is, of course, what they want to do in America. Fast is good. So this thing has 2,000 horsepower aside, MTU, triple turbos, and full noise is 44 knots. Not that you're going to do that every day of the week, but cruise speed easy at 34, 33 knots. So
wind back speed would be like sort of 18 to 20.
And that's with two turbos going out of the three. But the optimum thing you do is you bring in the third turbo and you just back it down until it just stays in.
And this is part of the education that I'm trying to get across to people as well. Is you've got all these turbos running, you've got all this speed going, but the litres per nautical mile.
Well, if you drop the third turbo out, it chews more fuel. And goes slower.
Of course.
So, speed, distance, time. And when you've got a boat like this, you really don't worry about fuel, I'll tell you. There's no use buying this if you're worried about fuel. And the owner doesn't care. He's bought the boat to use it, not to go everywhere at 8 or 10 knots.
Of course.
Of course, you do that when you're fishing, or less when you're bait fishing, with the trolling valves. But that's what the current owner does. He bought it for that reason, and it's what he does.
So this is really about getting to the fishing grounds, fishing in comfort for a long period of time.
Absolutely.
The gyro running, all that sort of thing. And then burning back home, so you're not spending this huge gap of time getting to and from. And you said there's already some bill scars on the back.
There is. He's caught some marlin already. Caught it on the initial trip out of Brisbane when they unloaded the boat.
Yep.
Ran it down to Sydney. They fished and they caught a beautiful fish on the way down. There's a bill mark on the back already and a bit of a ding in the beautiful release marine chair there.
Yep.
And of course the boat was built for fishing, and that's what the owner wants to do, and he does a good job of it.
So let's not talk dollars and cents on this boat because
no use.
There's no sense in the dollars, but but just to give you an indication of the sheer quality of this vessel and what they're all about, this chair here, which is like a little bit of architectural masterpiece.
Yes,
all the
yes, it is.
The game chair is probably worth
top of the line to release marine out of the US, as are the 3 helm chairs upstairs. Beautiful piece of gear. You're probably looking at 40 Australian there.
So that's $40,000 for a chair. Okay, cool.
Does a good job though.
Yeah, no, it does a good job, but it is.
And it's got the bent base, so you can swing it into the corners, so your rod tip's not your line's not going to hit the corners when the fish is running.
Yeah, so that's $40,000 for a chair. We'll leave you to join the dots on what the rest of the boat's worth. Okay, so you said you're running MTUs.
MTUs,
fairly big motors.
Big engines, 2,000 a side, 2,000 horsepower a side, triple turbo.
Do you remember when boats used to be fast at 30 knots? Mate?
I do.
Back in the day where it was like 30 knots was a fast boat, and this is, you're talking to me in cruising speeds of like mid to high 30s.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, I in my early days would never have dreamt of anything like this.
Yeah.
When a Caribbean 35 or Bertram in those days was the biggest boat on the block.
Yeah.
And they had petrol engines. You think that was a gallon a mile in petrol, and you think that's a lot of fuel. Well, now you don't even worry about it.
So what are we looking at a nautical mile in this or
litres per hour we usually work in.
Yeah.
At cruising speed, if you're doing 33, 34 knots, you're looking at about 450 an hour.
Okay.
Consumption, including genset. There's 2 gensets on board. And then if you back it down to a reasonable speed of 24, 23, 24, you're looking at about 360 a side.
Okay.
And then at 10 knots, you'd be doing 50 a side.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, let's go and have a bit of a walk through and have a look in the saloon. So let's just head straight to the saloon now. There's some people in the engine room at the moment, but so what we'll do is we'll get some B-roll of the engine room, and that's just mind-numbing. The equipment in there, the space, you can actually stand up and walk around in there.
It's incredible.
It's huge. All right, so we'll get some. Maybe we'll come back and have a bit of a look.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go up and have a look through the rest of the boat.